Good morning. It's an early start for me today as I drive 80 miles across country to Oxfordshire to run in a half marathon. There are 3 distances on offer today. I'm doing the long one. While I walk down to collect my number, let me take you through the stats. It's Saturday, the 30th of November, and I'm doing the Maverick Original Oxfordshire long route. It's 13.5 miles, 22k, with about 1700 feet of elevation. That's around 500 meters. And the blurb talks about ferocious trails and steep descents. Don't be fooled by this parkland. The weather's looking pretty good for the last day of meteorological autumn, and I've done my research and found out plenty of interesting stuff to share with you on the way round, so let's get going. So we started at the grounds of Stonor Park in the estate. I think the house might be open to the public, but we don't get to see it today. This is going to be quite a hilly run. Let me show you the graph of the ascent and you'll see how hilly it is. It's actually about the same as the North Yorkshire Moors one that I did a month ago. Way to our right is Turville Manor. And one of the interesting things about Turville Manor is it has an ice house, which is a little house built usually next to somewhere like a freshwater lake that would freeze in the winter, and they chip away the ice, store it in the ice house, packed with insulation like sawdust or straw, and if it's well done, that can last all the way through to the following winter, used before the days of refrigeration. I'm not at my best right now, so I'm not holding out any great expectations for this one. About 3 hours, I think, probably. But we'll do our best because it's the last long official run of the year. I hope I'm getting a shot, but my glasses are steamed up so I can't see a thing. You have to be really careful down here because the leaves are covering all sorts of holes and logs and things. Yeah, so here's a topographical map of the Chilterns. I see I've marked Royston and London on it, and that little square at the bottom left, that's where we're running just now. And if I zoom in on that, you see we're not doing the worst of the hills, but certainly enough to keep us entertained. This run's actually a free run for me, because unlike dirt running, who gave me a hoodie for marshalling for them last time, Maverick gave me a free entry into a race and a discount off Adidas Terex kit, which is nice. One of my favourite films that they always show at Christmas is Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. And lovely Sally Ann Howes, who played Trudy Scrumptious, famously drove her car into a pond in the film when Dick Van Dyke of Atticus Potts' kids ran out in front of her. Let me show you the clip to remind you.
clever thing to do. We're very sorry, miss. I'm sure you are.
And that pond was this. Right here in Russell's Water. So that's the pond in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. And I have to say, of all the things that I found out for this run, that's the one that got me giddiest. And we're off again. So that's nearly 5 miles. My philosophy is very much walk the ups, because I use a lot more energy running up them than I do walking up them. Just jog on the flats, and if you get a chance to push on the downs, do so. So I've overtaken quite a lot of people just now, not that that matters, but I'm able to hold quite a reasonable pace on these downs, even though the ground's quite uneven. I'm quite happy about that. Nice and steady. So 7 miles, over halfway. This next bit, and part of the last bit, is through the Warburg Nature Reserve. It's a lovely area, miles of footpaths, and I looked up to see what sort of things we should see here, and there were so many. Here's a slide that is what the Beds, Bucks and Oxford Wildlife Trust says you might see. You can see here, this is coppicing. So these trees will have been cut off, so they shoot up with lots of thin shoots, and then those, like if it's willow or hazel or something like that, then they can be used for weaving or making hurdles, fences, that kind of thing. Thanks, Marshall. Alright, that's the end of that walk, which is probably over 1 kilometre at 17 minutes a mile, so need to catch a bit. Now that house over there, I think, is Crocker End House. We're just coming into Crocker End, and that was owned by the Queen's cousin, Duke of Kent, Duke and Duchess of Kent, for over 25 years. They don't live there now. I was thinking it looked quite a prosperous area. That would suggest it is. Yeah, that'll be it. It wouldn't be one of my runs without me saying, oh, a lovely flock of sheep. And I think I can see runners going across the far side of the field over there. Now the second and last checkpoint.
And just like leave it there. I think I should pick one up for Boomer. Got the kids a treat.
This part of the run is on a footpath called the Chiltern Way, and some ways like Icknield Way or the Ridge Way are from point A to point B. The Chiltern Way is different. I'll show you a map. It's basically 177 miles of footpaths looping across 4 counties, so that you can either do straight lines from here to there or do big looped ones. There you go, that's the Chiltern Way. Thanks, mate. I can't see it, but that board is talking about the ruins of St James's Church of Bix. And it's the only, Bix, B-I-X, it's the only thing of remaining of that particular village. And it was built in the 1200s. And they stopped using it about the 1820s. And it fell into disrepair. But in the 1920s, rumours started to abound that it was part of the important pagan and witchcraft. It was an important pagan or witchcraft site and on a ley line. And then other rumours suggested it was a focus of UFO attention. But just that little church down there had everybody talking in the 1920s.
I'll have it on my lap.
So that was a kilometre of uphill pretty much. Ooh, heart rate around 158 for most of that. Interesting. And then some more. So this is Lodge Farm, Maiden's Grove. I didn't find anything exciting about it to make it worthy of note, except I found a photograph of it of 120 years ago, and it looks exactly the same now. I'll just see if I can get a shot through this bit here. I don't know whether the hedge will let me. That last bit was on the Oxfordshire way, which, unlike the Chiltern Way, this one is a point-to-point one. I can't remember exactly where it goes from to, but I'll show you on a map. And yeah, I don't want to bother to get my script out because I'm very tired. 2 miles to go. I'm quite pleased actually that there's still plenty of people around me. Sometimes on these runs you find yourself running on your own and a little voice inside your head says that's because you're rubbish, but there's still plenty around, which is nice. And if you're enjoying this one, do feel free to give it a like, give it a thumbs up. Helps YouTube share it with other runners, makes me happy. I mean, I only do it for you. Oh God, more uphill. So the name of this parish, when you look at it on a map, I thought was going to be another one of my childish schoolboy humour things, but it's not pronounced Pisshill, it's pronounced Pishel. And it comes from the old Anglo-Saxon words for Pisa, meaning peas. Pisa stivum is the common pea, and hill meaning hill. So it's the hill where peas grew. Oh yes, this looks nice. Here we go then, last bit. One of those, isn't it? Oh, steps. It's quite tricky, this. Very easy to slip or find something hidden underneath the leaves. But quads are killing me, so I'm about to extend my legs. That's better. Oh, bloody hell. I don't think anybody's got any significant strength in their legs in this group. Looks like it's a bit runnable now. Here we go. Thanks, Marshall. Thank you. Should be about just a kilometre to go now. Just have to wait for the calves to stop burning. Where are we going? So you can probably see over there is the car park. So that's what we have to run down to the bottom and then along there. Just one foot in front of the other. Last bit. I've definitely pushed myself quite hard today. I've gone for the calves and the hams and the quads. Have all been really burning at some points and they're all aching a bit now, so it's got to be good, eh? Oh my goodness. Thank you. Oh, flippity gibbet. Well done. You're so good on those hills.
Because I'm training for a much tougher uphill, so I say I need to try to use this to train.
There we are, that's the Maverick Oxfordshire done. I've just dropped Alessandra at the station, a lovely Italian lady, and I will do at least one more video this year. I'll do a roundup of all the runs that I've done this year, and looking forward to next year. So by all means click subscribe and the notifications bell and you'll get a message as soon as I upload something new, so you won't miss anything, but only if you want to, it doesn't cost anything. And I really look forward to seeing you on another run really soon and sharing with you those exciting things that I've got coming up. Thanks ever so much for this one. See you soon now. Ta-da!